Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining another one of our full package webinar series videos here, whether you're joining us live in the webinar or on the video afterwards. We appreciate it. We've gotten good response from folks that are able to watch the videos afterwards or join us live about some of the different vendors and partners that we have been talking about over the last several months. And today I'm excited to have a repeat. Kay, you're our first repeat on the full package series, but just in a different role. We're really excited to talk to you guys about 24/7 fees and what they offer in terms of their solutions and their technology for title, for lenders, and otherwise. I think that there's a lot for us to get into and things that you guys will be interested in. As always, if you're live, this is being recorded, and we're more than happy to entertain questions as we go along. And otherwise, it will be available on our social media and on our YouTube account after this within the next week. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to our friend Kay to introduce yourself and just tell us, jumping off the bat, tell us a little bit about 24/7 fees.
Okay. Yeah. And so for those of you who don't know, I'm Kay Underwood. I am a poor imitation for Pat Carney. This is his product, but he was otherwise engaged, so I decided to pitch it for him. 24/7 fees is to put it simply, it's a calculator. Title calculator, seller net sheet, buyer estimate. And they're out there. We all know they're out there. The biggest differentiating factor, I think, for 24/7 fees is once we have you set up and implemented, fully branded, white labeled site, you are actually able to control your fees, so you can change them on your own. Anybody that's had to manage fees for any of the calculator products that I've ever seen, when you need a change, you submit the request and wait and hope that you remember to check back and see if it's done or not. And maybe it's done and maybe it doesn't get done for 30 days. And it's just been a real pain point. So Pat solved that by allowing permissioned level access to be able to adjust those fees at the agency level. The product itself is also built to sort of the phase 2 of it is built for lenders so they can get a guaranteed estimate on fees for their loan estimate. And in conjunction with that, we will be rolling out where the title agent will be prompted to validate their fees every 30 days. We all know, again, when fees change, sometimes we forget to change this, that, or the other because there are so many things that are affected. So this would prompt the admin for the agency to verify their fees every 30 days. That gives the lenders some peace of mind on that. There are 3 quick apps, which are literally designed to be, they're mobile friendly. They're designed to be, you're at your kid's whatever soccer game and somebody asks you a question about what title rates are on this property, you can run it real fast. Then there are full apps, again, title calculator, seller net sheet, buyer estimate, and also a reverse mortgage if needed. And those ask much more detailed information. Those are designed to give you a true estimate, not just a quick quote. And those also are retained. So you can manage them, you can version them, you can recreate them.
Nice. What there are, for anybody that's been in the industry for any amount of time, there are a lot of different calculator tools, apps, software, and for the most part, I tell our customers all the time, the calculators on a title company's website are one of the biggest headaches that we have to deal with as a marketing company, as a website developer, that sort of thing. Why is 24/7 fees the solution that the industry should know about?
It offers the widget, which I think most of them do. It's, from my understanding, it's super easy to tag into a website anywhere you want it. It's very, and like I said, the other ones I've seen out there also have the widget. So I think the widget's the key. I think the technology has come a long way from where we had to build a calculator into the title agent's website as an actual page, where now it's just a widget. It redirects you to, the calculator, whichever version of that you're using. So I think it's gotten easier along with technology from a management standpoint, a website management standpoint.
I like
Perfect. What type of title agent is the best customer for 27 fees? Are you looking for, would it be best for large volume, small volume, certain geographical area? What would that look like?
It's national, so there really isn't a geographical area. We have a wide variety of client sizes on there now, some of which we got on really as sort of a beta tester, and to help us develop the product. You do have the ability to control at the title agent level, but which underwriter rates you want to quote for which products. So that's beneficial. The rates also come. They come in from, they're not built into the agent site. They're built into a data, and I'm going to get above my technological pay grade really quickly, but they're built into a database. So those are maintained separately. So you're not having to update. Anybody that has to do it in their title production software knows when the underwriter changes rates, they have to update their rates unless it's the one that pulls rates differently. So that we took that headache away. And the ability to quote rates. And then we customize it for the agent. So Heather, we can really do it if we have a multi-state agent who maybe has buyer directed in certain states and seller directed in other states. What we found with the clients that we have live now is the actual users. So not just the title company users, but the realtors and lenders, they get confused if they see all the apps when they log in. It's just too much. So what we went to was a defaulted view. So all the apps are there at the profile level. The user can view the ones, turn them on and off that they want. But what we do for the title agent is we say, okay, in this state, which apps do you want them to see when they log in? So if it's a seller-directed state, they probably want to see a seller net sheet and title calculator. If it's a buyer-directed state, they want to see the loan estimate and a title calculator. Maybe they want to see the quick apps, maybe they don't. So we customize that down for the agent so that it can be really, jurisdictionally specific.
Awesome.
How does someone, so like some of it already exists, but how custom can it get? If someone decides that they want to work with you guys, how does that process look? I guess, if they want something that's off the shelf, what's the timeline generally? I know that we always say like it depends on you a lot, on the customer.
Right.
But if they want something off the shelf, what's that kind of timeline? Or if they want something more custom, what might that entail? And I know the answers are very different.
They are, and we'll a couple things. So, it could be if it's a pretty easy, one state. Agency, not a lot of different, some states have different fee structures by branch. We can accommodate that as well. So depending on the complexity of it, if it's fairly simple, we can get it implemented within 30 days. A little more complex, it's going to require, a little bit. And we are constantly running across new features that we're building. They're working on a couple of them right now that are very jurisdictionally specific. So as we run across those, we work with the client to partner with us, help us get this built out for the way that your market expects to see it. And if it's we do have a full implementation where we go in and we set it up initially for them. So we're not giving it to you and going, here you go, good luck. We go in and after a discussion, it's okay, we need to build out, you might have 6 branches and there's 3 different pricing structures in those 6 branches. So we would build out the different pricing structures for you. But then again, it's the maintaining those fees is done at the agent level once we get you up and running. But the branding, we do all that. The splash images can be customized. Even some of we're working with one client that wants the color schemes customized. So I don't know if they have that out yet. I think they have it out, but I don't think that client's live yet. So we can do, it's a myriad of things. And I think I alluded before to phase 2 being lenders. Phase 3, and anybody that knows Pat knows, what that timeline looks like because he's accelerated in everything he does. But phase 3 is going to be being able to push an order right into the title production software directly from the app.
Oh, great.
So
through an integration with the title production systems, or?
Yep.
That's great.
Yeah. So the integration will be built to cover the, the 80% of 80% of title companies use, one of four. And so it'll be built, for those obviously first. But yeah, it'll be a direct integration.
That's awesome.
And if I'm misspeaking, he is going to shoot me later.
Oh, I doubt it.
Okay, I know you said that like every 30 days, there's a reminder to make those rate calculator changes if there are some. And then you just mentioned, how you can make it completely custom for the customer. Once they've started, how easy is it to make those edits or changes?
It's and that's something that we've actually improved over the last probably 6 months, because we got repeated requests from a few people and realized this was a need across the board. So it's very easy. There's an admin app. So again, based on permissions, there's only going to be a few people that see that admin app. But within that app, they can go into each pricing tier, and it shows them what the value is. And so you either, leave it alone and validate it at the bottom, or you can change it and save it and then validate it. So it's super easy.
Now, can they make changes anywhere else once the process has started, or is it just that calculator?
So the fees, there's things that you can be customized. So when, say, a realtor signs up, they register. They can run a quick app without registering. But if they want to customize their profile, put their picture, put their logo, their information, so that that a net sheet comes out branded, they can do all of that at the user level. So there are definitely things that at a user level can be changed. There are things that the admin level, if they want to change the splash images, like, and I think this would resonate with you guys. So they're doing a marketing campaign over the next, 60 days, and it's specific to this event. And so they want to put that event in as a splash image. They can 100% do that. It's not difficult. If I can do it, anybody can do
it. Awesome. No, that sounds great.
And I assume that we work with a lot of companies that have multiple brands, which is not unfamiliar in the industry. I assume in what you were talking about, both with edits and otherwise, that some of them have different brands in different jurisdictions, but they're fairly easy for them to copy their calculators and make the changes internally.
Correct. Yeah, it is. And that's part of the thought process by when we initially implement somebody. We want to help them, once we get a pretty base understanding for, if they are a 15 state, 4 different brands type of, then we know how to set that up within our organizational structure as far as the branches and the price tiers and things like that, so that they can manage it easier. I think we all know what happens when you hand somebody a program and be like, here you go ahead and configure that yourself. Good luck, So, we help them through that, and then we have adding branches, those kinds of things. We have support that helps the agent with all that good stuff.
And that was one of my last questions, was what kind of support, some folks are very comfortable with these types of things. Some have no idea what they're doing. What kind of, from standard support to white glove kind of approach, what can people expect with 24/7 fees?
I think what you would hear is the support response times are pretty darn quick. And most of our support tickets come in through so a realtor might be struggling, and so it comes into the agent doesn't know how to answer it. So it goes to support so we can help them answer it. So we're kind of dealing with, I guess, 2 levels of user, right? We're dealing with title company user, and then we're dealing with their ultimate client, which is either a loan officer or a realtor user, most likely. So the support items come in a little bit differently. The other thing that we've done for some clients is we've done, lunch and learns for them with realtors, because the one thing that kind of the unintended consequence of any calculator is the title company employees can use it almost as much as their clients do, because let's face it, a lot of times their clients won't use it themselves. They'll call the title company and be like, I need you to run, I have a listing appointment. I'm on my way. I need you to run this estimate. So kind of the unintended consequence is, instead of having to junk up your title production software with all these estimates for these realtors who can't, don't do it themselves, you can do it in the calculator, and generate that estimate much more quickly without having to go through, the whole title production software process. But so we had to make sure that, you know, the title company user has more, you know, they're able to change more things than a realtor user is. One of the other things that, and it's kind of a simple thing, but, you know, it didn't sort of, I guess we disclose it now up front, is as a title company user, when you log into your branch, you see all the quotes that have been run. So you can see everybody's quotes. Realtors or loan officers can only see their own. So, but a title company logs in and they're like, oh my God, everybody can see everything. No, it's okay. They can't. You can. They can't.
And they can use that as leads for business and things like that, because we've seen that a lot where we'll go in and we'll say, who's using your calculator? And people say, wait, we can see that. And for the customers that are using 24/7 fees, we're like, yeah, you can go into the back end and you can see that Susie Jones is using the calculator every month, but she's not sending those orders to you. So you can have a conversation to say, what the heck, Susie?
Yeah, exactly. You know, I mean, any good relationship that, you know, accountability is not a bad thing, you know, or I see you ran this twice. It looked like maybe you had you know, did you have a question? You know, so yeah, you for sure. And I think that the reporting functionality, it's built to be able to build out the reporting functionality. We haven't built it yet. Because there's other things that were more important to get built out first, but that will be coming as well, so that they can run reports, you know, to see who's been using it. But you can see on the, you know, on the landing page for the app right now who's running it.
That's great. I think my last real question then would be, if somebody wants to get in touch with you to get more information. I know there are demos on the website, but what do you guys prefer in the way people get in contact?
So info@247fees.com will come to, you know, there's a few of us that will see that. And then we kind of parse it out based on, you know, what the request is. You know, and generally that's what we do, Wayne, is we start with a demo and kind of show people what it looks like. And then go from there.
Okay. Perfect. Well, I can't strongly encourage folks to get in touch with Kay and Pat enough, because I'm not kidding when I say that one of the biggest headaches that we encounter are calculators, and their team has worked really hard to create a technology that is not only super user-friendly for your customers, but also intuitive. And the fact that, I mean, one of the biggest complaints we hear from so many calculators is they can't change their own fees and they don't have any control. And there are some states, this would surprise a lot of title owners, but there are some states where the fees change more often than you might realize. So it's a big deal. So I would definitely encourage you to go and learn more. The website address is 247fees.com. That's 247 written out, fees.com. And you can find all the information, demos, and much more. Is there anything else we need to know, Kay, before we wrap this up today?
I don't think so. I think that covers it.
Perfect. Well, Heather, I'm going to send it over to you. We always do the lightning round questions. I know people are excited about the answers. Kay already did one round of this. We'll see if the answers change or any different here.
Yes, just a reminder for you, Kay. Just the first thing that comes to your mind, don't overthink any of these. These are just for fun. So would you prefer a cheeseburger or a hot dog?
Cheeseburger.
A nickname your parents used to call you?
I am not giving that to you.
Oh,
it's not happening.
I love that.
Okay, it goes with it. There's a little story behind it. So when I learned to write, I learned sitting across the table from my sister, who's 4 years older than I am. So I learned to write upside down and backwards. So if you spell my name backwards, what do you get?
Yak.
Yeah.
Yak. Perfect. I love that.
I love
Terrible.
that.
Terrible.
My brother's initials are GAS, and so my whole life we have had fun with that. So be glad you're not that.
I feel his pain.
I'd rather be Yak.
Yeah, exactly.
Climb a mountain or jump from a plane?
Ew. They both sound awful.
I know. You were like, I'd rather be on a beach drinking.
Yeah, exactly. Where's my beach option? Come on now. Between those two, I'd probably climb a mountain.
Perfect.
Why jump out of a perfectly good plane?
Yeah, very true. Stale Sour Patch Kids or stale circus peanuts?
Ew. Ick on both. I guess Sour Patch Kids. Yeah.
Me too. I can only imagine they'd probably still taste similar, just be a little bit hard. A place you most want to travel to. I chose this one for you.
I don't laugh at me. One place that my husband and I truly love to go is the Cook Islands, South Pacific, and we haven't been able to go. Obviously, the last trip we had planned was March of 2020, so needless to say, that one didn't happen. So we haven't been back. So, and I still don't think you can get there direct. I think you have to go through New Zealand to get there. So we'll get back, hopefully.
Okay. Hopefully soon. Do you like the smell of gasoline?
No.
It must be weird because everyone says no, but I love it.
I love it.
Okay, good. Would you rather be besties with Rihanna or Beyonce?
Probably Rihanna.
I can definitely see you being a Rihanna bestie.
Yeah,
What's
sure.
the last TV show or movie you've watched?
I was watching East New York last night.
Perfect. Does your current car have a name? And if so, what is it?
Yuki.
Please explain.
We call her Yuki. It's not very creative. It's a Yukon, so.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Okay, so what song would you choose to sing karaoke to? And you can't say, oh, I wouldn't do karaoke. You have to actually choose a song. I know you too well.
Yeah. It's really bad, number one. It's because I'm terrible. I'm trying to think what I've done in the past. It's either been, because I'm going to, speak to my age here, but it's either been like Def Leppard, Journey, or Bon Jovi.
Perfect. Those are all great choices, actually. I always think
like you can't carry a tune.
Yeah, I always think of the song Tequila because there's you only just say tequila every 30 seconds. So if you really hate singing, that's a perfect song. But no, that is great. Well, that's all I have. I hope those weren't the same.
That was easy.
I know. I was trying to make it easy for you.
Way easier.
Well, thank you so much, Kay. Like I said before, please go to 247fees.com to learn more about the calculator. If you have more questions in general, don't forget that Kay is part of the duo with Title Insurance Consultants. If you saw their previous full package webinar series, she can help with all things, not just calculators, all things with your title company and otherwise. She is a wealth of information and contacts, and I would encourage you to use her as a resource in general, even if calculators aren't your thing. So thank you so much, Kay, for taking time with us today. We appreciate you, and we'll see you soon.
Well, thank you both for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. We appreciate it. Have a good one.
All right. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.